9, 12. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome back to another awesome episode of the SpecsRated podcast. As always, I am the awesome one himself, Mr. RevJAwesome, joined by none other than the most wonderful pain in my ass, BeaGolden. And as you can see, much like my father, Specs went out to grab a gallon of milk and just hasn't come back yet. Kidding. Not about my dad, but about Specs. Specs is feeling a little under the weather this week. He's all injured from fighting people off for that last bottle of maple syrup. But
yeah, trying to get that record.
He's almost got the record, y'all. He's almost got it, and then he will be back with us.
Hopefully.
I mean, you know, once he hits that
stardom,
yeah.
fame
I was about to say star and fatum, and I'm like, wait, that don't sound right. Once he hits that star and fatum, then he ain't gonna be here. But until then, he's still with us.
Yeah. So until then, he continues to have the wonderful picture of the moose drinking the maple syrup. And I would just also like to welcome back Awesome Mom. We are so glad to have you back in chat this week.
She has power and that's about it, but she's here with power.
She got her hair cut and washed yesterday. She made an appointment, so she's doing good. She made it through that hurricane.
Civilization is returning. We are glad.
Exactly. So welcome back, Awesome Mom. You were missed last week.
And you're just in time to hear that yet again, more people are listening to the podcast and stealing B's ideas.
Who is stealing what idea now? I mean, am I getting paid royalties, or at least, like, can I get something out of this?
Because you're forgetting to verbally TM as you say things.
All right, that's it. I'm just going to add, like, a little shortcut to every time I say something, TM comes up after it.
TM. Oh, all back except you still have to boil water. Well, that part does suck. Hopefully they get that taken care of soon enough.
Yes.
But yeah, the reason I bring it up, B, that yet again someone has listened to our podcast and stolen one of your ideas, because you remember,
I have a lot of random ideas on this podcast, so
last
I'm kind
week,
of interested.
The week before, somewhere between now and 6 years ago on this podcast, you made mention about McDonald's. No, you didn't talk about your Lanta. You talked about McDonald's.
Yes, I did last week with the adult Happy Meals.
Yes. But do you remember when, it may have been last week, but do you remember when you were talking about the buckets? We used to have those cool little pails. Yeah, that they should bring back
the Halloween buckets from our childhood.
Yeah, they'll be here on October 18th.
Are you kidding
me? Seriously.
That's it. Someone's taking all of my ideas and running with it. Damn.
I shit you not on this one. I went online after, it was several days after the podcast, and I'm scrolling through things, and all of a sudden I see the pumpkin, the witch, and the ghost. And I was like, son of a bee. And I started looking further into it. October 18th, while supplies last, McDonald's is bringing back the classic bucket Happy Meals.
Fantastic. So, again, I will say that I don't eat fast food. I haven't eaten fast food in like 5 years. So, if anybody wants to go to McDonald's and score at least one of the buckets for me, I'm not picky about which one. Just any bucket. I will give you my address and you can drop it off or ship it.
These first debuted back in 1986.
Fantastic.
And they are now making their way back around. And it's funny.
Hot diggity dog.
Because just as in true fashion of someone stealing a B story and making it an actual thing, I then had to hear about it on the news.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yes, because every time you say a story and then that story becomes a real thing, I then have to hear about it on the news.
Well, not can I just say...
Not that it was stolen from you, but that it's a real thing.
But can I just say that's what you get for watching the news?
This is true. More reminders of Damn It Be.
Exactly.
But it's funny because they were talking about it on the news and how they kind of did away with these. And one of the newscasters was commenting on how, the buckets were rather small in comparison.
Understandable, Awesome Mom.
However, nowadays most kids are going out with like pillowcases. They're just coming home with so much damn candy.
We always went out with pillowcases too, but the buckets were just something totally different and cool to have. I mean, I played with them in the sandbox in the summertime.
True. And you could keep so many things in there.
Exactly. You could put all kinds of knickknacks and paddywhacks in there.
Right? You could even keep bones in there to give to the dog.
Yeah,
it totally makes sense.
Yeah, dog bones. Yes, those are the kind of bones we're talking about.
Exactly.
Dog bones.
For the dog.
Yes, okay, got it.
Anyways, so yeah, I had to make mention that yet again, someone listening to this podcast is out there taking your ideas and running with it.
BeaGolden is trademarked, just in general here. Now I look like I'm voguing. Vogue. Okay.
And
see what happens when you're not in your sex.
On the note of McDonald's,
okay,
I actually need to carry this over into something else.
Okay.
So this does go along.
Don't tell me they're bringing back like the Christmas Muppets. Remember the Muppet stuffed animals, Kermit, and because that's my other thing that I would love to have again.
TM that right now.
TM.
Next week or in a couple weeks, I'm gonna see that and be like, "Hey, guess what, B? You called it."
And I will want those.
No, but the other thing that you were talking about was the adult Happy Meals.
Yes.
Right? And everyone was, excited to run out and try and get their hands on those. So McDonald's workers have taken to social media begging and urging people to stop.
Why? Stop what? Ordering them?
Yes. Apparently, these are so beyond ridiculously popular. It's actually being compared to the 2021 Pokemon card promotion that they did, but worse than that.
Oh my goodness.
It's like Black Friday for these McDonald's workers. They're running out of the boxes. They're running out of the Big Mac buns. They're running out of the toys. They're running out of multiple of those said items.
Well, can I just say a thing to McDonald's workers? I mean, again, this is when I used to eat fast food. Maybe if your ice cream machine worked, I wouldn't have to order a Happy Meal. Just throwing that out there. I could have had an ice cream sundae or a shake instead.
You got two options. Give me an ice cream or give me an adult Happy Meal. One of the two.
Exactly.
We're out of buns and the machine don't work.
Oh my goodness.
God. Yeah, it's double, it's triple, it's quadruple the amount of Big Macs that are going out with these meals, and it's ridiculous. So I mean they're begging people to just chill with the whole concept of this. I thought that was funny. And I also 100% get it and understand, because I know our generation, if people didn't flip out, they wouldn't run out. And that's exactly what I was just about to say, Awesome On, because I know our generation. We are not the hoarders that you see on TV and whatnot. We are the everything we grew up with now has yes, but it all now has some ridiculous monetary value to it. Mm-hmm. And now we're sitting here looking back. Do you know how many damn He-Man toys I had growing up, and the friggin' G.I. Joes, and
my
this,
brothers
and the
had
other.
them all.
And that's not even getting into the fact that one of the rarest video games of all time for the Super Nintendo, and still one of the most valuable, being Earthbound.
Yeah, I think you were.
Yes, I have talked about it on this podcast before. I've owned that several times throughout my life. The first time I ever bought it was in the original, Super Nintendo game this big, came in a box this big because it came with the player's guide. Yes. And I had that iteration of it, and I tore the box up and threw it away, and I flipped through the guide, and I read it from end to end, and I beat the hell out of the game as I played it, and I had it.
blew all kinds of spit into it.
Exactly, yes. And it's funny because now, like I said, our generation, we're the collectors because we saw all this crap that we had. Hey, Steph. And now we see what it is and what it's become. So whenever something like this happens, we have to run the hell out and buy 20 of them because we need one for display, one for in the box, one to put on that shelf, one to put on that. And it's what drives this level of madness and chaos that we end up having.
Yeah, I mean, you are correct on that.
Yeah.
I have a bunch of my childhood toys upstairs. I have some of my original Care Bears upstairs. I mean, mind you, like much like your game and the player's guide and all that stuff, my Care Bears have been washed and well played with many, many times.
I know a awesome mom that at least one point in time had a hell of a lot of Thai Beanie Babies.
Nice.
And yes, Steph, he did drink way too much maple syrup.
Did you dye your beard, Rev?
No, it's the exact same color as it was before with gray back there somewhere.
Uh-huh. Do you still have the He-Man VHS tape?
I do not have the He-Man VHS tape. No, I have nothing. It's got to be good lighting, Steph. That's all. But yeah, it's what it is. We're collectors, and it leads us to this point of madness and chaos where when we see something that is collectible, we have to run out and buy 20 million of them. You
should braid the beard.
I should braid. I have braided the beard. I
know, I've seen you braid the beard.
I have pirated out the beard before for fun.
When we hang out in voice chat when we're bored and we're just doing whatever, he does very weird random things with his beard, like that.
Just to make y'all aware, we are officially at 18 months of this beard and me not having cut it off at all. Longest it's ever been.
Insane. The longest my hair has ever been. Anyways, okay, enough about that.
Enough about that. Give us a story, B. What do you got?
Okay, well, I'm going to start with something that legit turned my mood today from I had tears from laughing, coming down my face. So, in where you're at, Rev, in Texas, a mother in Texas is gaining social media attention after warning parents that watching the new Hocus Pocus 2 movie could be spiritually harmful to their families. What are you guys doing in Texas? Seriously, does this really need to be said to people?
Does it say what area of Texas?
Troy, Texas. I don't know where
Troy.
that is.
Okay. Oh my God.
So I will be looking it up on a map later to find out where Troy, Texas is.
So there's a mom out there protesting right now with the picket signs.
Yep. And she's saying that she apparently told them she believes that there is a spiritual war being waged against families in America. And this is a quote from her Facebook post. Worst case scenario is you unleash hell on your kids and in your home. Gooch told the news station. The whole movie is based on witches harvesting children for blood sacrifices. It's a movie. Can I just emphasize that a little bit more? It is a movie.
Right.
And she also says, this is the best part right here. Do not watch this film. Everybody thinks it's fake and innocent, but they could be casting any type of spell that they want to. Anything could be coming through your TV screen into your home. So I would just right now like to verbally state myself marked safe from any spells coming through my TV and entering my house. Because, shocker, that has yet to happen.
Boo,
so
don't
drink the water in Texas, y'all. That's all I got to say about
That's
that.
why I drink smart water.
Right? Don't drink the water.
Oh
Be
my
like Specs and drink
God.
the maple syrup.
Has she watched The Ring? Steph says.
I don't know, but I did, and I didn't get a phone call warning me about 7 days.
Oh God.
Although I did walk out of the movie theater and I had a voicemail and I kind of crapped my pants.
Not answering that.
Not listening to that voicemail. So who knows? Maybe that voicemail did say 7 days.
Nah, it was just about your car's extended warranty.
Probably. All right, so yeah,
God.
that's what I wanted to start with. So Rev, what else do you have?
Wow. So to keep us on the track of witchcraft and wizardy?
Talk about Harry Potter, because I'm down for that.
No. I was
Oh,
going to
okay,
do the
never
witchcraft and the wizardry?
Wizardry, yes.
That word don't sound right.
You're just saying it weird. Wizardry.
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 Not resurgery. Oh my God. Can we go?
What's the word?
Wizardry. Specs, put down the maple syrup and come back, please.
Wizardry.
I'm done.
Fine, Harry Potter crap.
Okay. Yes.
But I'm going to take us from there into something.
Bird is the word.
Bird.
Bird. Bird is the word.
Oh, so I'm going to take us into the other aspect of things, and I want to talk about a couple of movies that are out, being that we are officially in the spooky season of things. So I made mention of a movie that was going over to Hulu and avoiding theaters, and it is officially out. And it is the newest adaptation of Hellraiser.
Ooh.
Yes. So I actually sat down and watched this one, and holy shit, I love the hell out of what they do with this movie. Seriously.
I've seen a lot of stuff about it. I haven't sat down and watched it, but I've seen a lot of good stuff about it.
So it is out now. It is officially available to watch on Hulu, and they took the concept of Pinhead and the Cenobites, and they revamped them.
Not the Cinnabons?
No, not the Cinnabons. The Cenobites. The little Cinnabons. So Pinhead walks around with little Cinnabons. And they have completely
that's the direction that they're
revamped
going.
them. Yep. So they did away with the leather S&M, BDSM aspect of them that was made prominent through the 70s and 80s, and gave them a much more grotesque, revamped, updated visual of each individual Cenobite. And I can't lie, like I was seeing them and I wanted to see more of them, like the effort and the care that they put into like the detail of each individual one, like the gasp and the chatterer, and like seeing them, and it's like, dude, like they put hella good work into it. And at the same time, it revolved around a pretty decent movie storyline. You know, I'd mentioned it before. It was about alcoholic, druggy woman that ends up stumbling upon, you know, the friggin' cube, and kind of unleashes the Cenobites back into the world, and kind of continues along that path. And they did a damn good job with it, honestly. I know IGN gave it a 8 out of 10. Metacritic is sitting like a 58%. I didn't see what it got with Rotten Tomatoes, but if you are looking for a good Halloween movie to go watch.
Didn't you watch it like all in one day too?
Oh, hell yeah. I watched it earlier this morning while I was cleaning. Because, you know, that's how I roll. I clean my house and watch Hellraiser.
That's awesome. So, correct me if I'm wrong, but is Pinhead a female in that? version?
So in this one, yes, they actually have a new actress that took over the role. It was, what the hell was her name?
Because I did see that, and
I had mentioned it once before. Oh god, what the hell is her name now? I can't even remember.
I don't know.
I'll tell you right now. Pull that up. Jamie Clayton. Jamie Clayton is actually the actress that played Pinhead in this incarnation of it. She's been in something since L Word. Other things. I don't know. I haven't personally seen her in anything, but she did a hell of a good job as taking over the reins of Pinhead. So I was happy with it.
Nice. So she's a Disney princess now?
So yes, actually, and I know we were having this conversation before. We were kind of, because you had brought that up, and I started looking into it. And the fact that Disney owns 2/3 of Hulu, with Comcast owning the other 1/3 of it, therefore makes Pinhead at least 2/3 of a Disney princess.
Yep. So I salute this new Disney princess. I am all in favor of her.
That's my vote for all Disney princess nominations moving forward. Now will be Pinhead.
Yep. Agreed.
Hell yeah. And then, of course, I do want to make mention, one other movie officially came out today, and normally when you think Marvel, you don't think horror or Halloween type films. You may think...
No, you think superheroes.
Superheroes, yes, or holiday, because I've made mention how Guardians of the Galaxy are going to be doing that Star Wars-style holiday theme. But they actually have a special presentation, and this one actually dropped on Disney Plus today, so I'll be watching this one soon and can make mention of it on next week's episode. But it's from Marvel Studios, entitled Werewolf by Night. All right.
Okay, I like werewolves.
So this one, basic premise: on a dark and somber night, a secret cabal of monster hunters emerge from the shadows and gather at the foreboding Bloodstone Temple following the death of their leader. In a strange and macabre memorial to the leader's life, the attendees are thrust into a mysterious and deadly competition for a powerful relic, a hunt that will ultimately bring them face to face with a dangerous monster.
Interesting. Okay.
So, the best part about this, and the reason that this truly caught my eye, they filmed and shot this in the style of the 1930s and 40s horror films.
Oh,
So
that's
your
amazing.
classic Universal Monsters horror films were the inspiration for how they did this freaking Marvel horror thing. You know, it's got a TV-14 rating, and from what I heard, it is definitely darker, scarier, and bloodier than you would expect from most Marvel things. But I mean, it's perfect in the time for Christmas, and it's every aspect of it just screams must watch for the season that we are in. They even went as far as using special effects in the style like purposely janky retro style, using like smoke and mirrors to create the true effects of what we had, you know, back in the 40s when we were making these movies. They gave it that, it's shot in black and white with that noir style overtone to it. Like, the whole setup is just classic monster horror film. But it's being put out by Marvel. And I'm totally going to be
singing Werewolf in London the rest of the night now.
Of course you are.
I am.
But, I mean, the fact that it's being put out by Marvel, just on top of it with all the amazing stuff that they have been doing. Now, I know the newest Doctor Strange was another aspect where they're trying to reach into something just a little bit darker than they have in the past. Obviously, this is another aspect of it right here. So, very, very excited to see exactly where this one goes. Like I said, I will be watching this one today or tomorrow or something like that. Like, it's going to happen. I'll definitely give a heads up on how good that is, because I'm expecting a lot of goodness from it.
Nice. Was it on me now?
Yeah, it's on you. Well, we could pass it over to Specs, but we might be sitting in silence for a minute.
Yeah. Okay, so since you're talking about all these movies that you're going to be watching, I would just like to state that there is a movie that came out recently that I have been talking about since I originally heard of it. And you and I actually watched it last week after the podcast.
Encanto.
No.
Oh.
No.
Toy Story?
The Munsters.
Oh, the Munsters. Yes.
Yes. The Munsters, done by Rob Zombie. And let me just tell you,
Rob Zombie.
I have seen every Rob Zombie movie, and I know every episode of the Munsters by heart, basically. I was not disappointed in the least by either Rob Zombie fan or a Munsters fan. I loved every single second of that movie. It was fantastic.
And as someone who doesn't know a hell of a lot about the Munsters, I had a couple questions I directed towards B, just for my own personal knowledge of, hey, because this is set up as a prequel, if y'all had seen in the trailers there. It's, you know, it's the whole when Harry met Sally, or Lily met Sally, or Herman met Sally, or someone met someone, and then they found Nemo, and everyone lived happily ever after. However, I had a couple of questions, which I directed towards B, but it was nothing that took away from the movie. Like, nothing was missing out, not really knowing the whole monster setup. The movie itself was amazing.
It was. I think it was done very well. I may have fallen in love with Herman Munster just a little tiny bit during the movie, and Rob can vouch for that. And I also want Lily's entire wardrobe. So,
and see, I mean, that's really nothing new. My biggest kind of, I don't know, really want to say complaint.
I want the original Lily's entire wardrobe also, so it's really not too much different.
But I just felt it was bad for Rob to make Sherry have to use all her own clothes instead of giving her a special. Because I know she owns every damn outfit she wore in that movie. Like, there was no special outfits made. They're like, you got to be Lily Munster. And she's like, okay, that's this side of my closet.
Right. That's all of this. That's this entire closet, actually.
Yeah.
So we're good. We don't have to spend any more money on wardrobe for this.
We've been around the block enough times to know exactly what Sherry Moon Zombie and Rob Zombie would wear on a normal basis. So
yes, and I would wear too if I had the money to go buy those outfits. Right. Just saying. I really kind of dig it.
But yes, amazing movie. You are right on that.
It was very good. And I will jump into the next thing, which is kind of disappointing. Aww. So remember a few weeks ago when I was talking all about that really super cool true crime, the murder hotel, the murder castle?
The one that was also going to be something about the video game? That's the one that was going to be in a video game, right?
No, I don't think. Well, I don't know.
Whatever. Maybe anyways, you were talking about a thing.
So it was the Devil in the White series.
Is that the one where this podcast does not support murder hotels? Yes. Okay,
this podcast does not support murder hotels, no matter how cool they seem like they would be.
Yes, that one.
So Keanu Reeves was set to play the architect in Devil in the White City Hulu series, working on the World's Fair in Chicago. Unfortunately, it has been brought to our attention by Variety that Keanu Reeves is no longer playing that part. So there's there is no other details as to who will be playing in the part, but I'm sure they're going to get somebody great, and I'm sure the series is going to be just as amazing. I mean, it's still Martin Scorsese and Leonardo DiCaprio producing it, so you can't really go wrong with that.
Well, I love Scorsese, so I mean,
exactly.
I'm always on board with anything that he does. So
yes, so unfortunately, no Keanu Reeves, but I'm sure that Scorsese and DiCaprio will get someone else just just as amazing. And I still can't wait to see this because I just recently, since I found out about the Hulu series, I went back and reread Devil in the White City just to prepare. I did. Just to prepare.
Squeezes that one in between 6 other books.
Well, I mean, you know me. You're like, oh, are you still reading that book from yesterday? No, that was like 3 books ago, Rev. Keep up. So yeah. So unfortunately, no Keanu Reeves. But I did see something else that he's got something else in the making right now. He's got like his own movie.
He's got
thing
a
going
lot
on.
of things going on. He's doing stuff with Cyberpunk. He's doing stuff, but he still wants to be in Marvel. I saw something where his dream role is to play Ghost Rider, which we all know that's Nick Cage.
Ghost Rider?
Rider.
Or Ghost Rider.
Rider,
Oh.
I hardly know her.
I was gonna say, I thought you were talking about like this cheesy kids show that I used to watch.
I remember that show.
Ghost Rider, where the pen,
Yeah.
like Ghost Rider could go in and read anything and tell the kids whatever was like in this huge book. If they were looking for a certain word, Ghost Rider word.
Oh my god.
Okay. Whoa, that just where did we end up? But real quick, since you mentioned it, I did see a headline today that Cyberpunk 2077 is getting a full sequel. So you and Specs can rejoice and party about that.
When are they going to finish the original? Let alone start on the...
I don't know, but
Oh my
CD Projekt has announced that alongside the upcoming expansion, Cyberpunk 2077 will also be getting a full sequel. So yeah, just throw that in there since you brought up your favorite game. But yeah, that's all I got. So what else you got, Rev?
So we need to talk
Give
about
us another
something.
story. Okay, what do we need to talk about?
And I've put this off to like midway through the podcast. We didn't open with this. We opened with McDonald's.
We did.
We talked about adult Happy Meals and toy buckets being brought back.
I want the buckets.
B wants
Someone
the bucket.
please send me the buckets.
Get me the bucket. We talked about other stuff that I've already forgotten. We talked about how Specs left to go get milk and never returned, just like my father.
Just like your father.
But there's something that we have not talked about that has happened between the last time we were here and this time that we arrived back at this spot.
Well,
And
I
it
know
is
something
very
that's
important. Very
I know something that's
extremely
coming
important
up that I was
based
going to mention at
off
the end of the
of
podcast.
who we are and what we do and the things that we hold dearest to us. And now I could either be a complete asshole and just go on for 20 minutes on this rant,
And you
or
could
I
do
could
that.
just say that
You're
they
very
have an
capable.
awesome mom with the baseball.
Yeah.
Or I could just say that they have officially released the freaking Mario trailer.
Yes, they did, and it was amazing. I
Wait.
watched it. Okay.
Time out. Stop. Take it
Okay,
back.
Zach Morris. What the hell?
Rewind.
What
Time
you are
out.
not Zach Morris.
So what B doesn't realize is time in. So before we get into
gosh.
the Mario trailer, I need to talk about the pre-Mario trailer.
Okay.
In true internet fashion, and I am talking the same internet that argues over, is it Breath of the Wild Tears of the Kingdom or Tears of the Kingdom?
Are they also the same people who think that a fake movie about fake witches can cast spells that go through your TV screen?
No, because those are real idiots that think that. These are online people arguing over words. Those are real people that think real spells by fake movies can really kill you. Mm-hmm. But...
Or just unleash hell in your house.
Or yeah, just unleash hell in your house.
Yeah.
But the same people that argue over Tears and Tears are the same people that before we got the trailer, we got the poster.
Mm-hmm. I
There
remember
was
seeing
Mario
the poster.
standing there, and he's looking off, and it's the whole Mushroom Kingdom around him.
Yep.
And then we had 2 days of people complaining about the lack of junk in Mario's trunk.
Are you serious? Because
Serious, yes.
he's been working out. He's
Nope.
been doing his buns of steel.
It
He
doesn't
got rid of the
matter.
badonkadonk,
It
and
doesn't
people are
matter.
mad?
before we got the actual trailer, I went online and I just saw complaint after complaint going, is that Mario's butt? What happened? Like, why? Where is it? Like,
dude, he's been working out. He's been taking care of himself. He got rid of the badonkadonk. He's no longer got the junk in the trunk. I mean, be happy for him. He got rid of the bubble butt.
But it caused complaints and arguments.
But seriously,
it gave people something to talk about until we got the actual trailer. I was like, wow, y'all got to be kidding me with this. I mean,
all I have to say is you've got too much time on your hands.
Speaking of which, but yes, and then we finally got the actual trailer delivered to us.
We did.
And back to what B was saying.
I watched it before you.
Oh my God. Me, everyone, like, I am so all over the map with this, okay?
Yeah.
Jack Black.
Steph, did you watch the trailer?
Jack Black, from the tidbit that we did here of Bowser, sounds amazing.
Yeah, you can't even tell it's Jack Black.
No.
And like I said, I'm sure at some point in the movie itself, there's going to be Bowser's going to do something.
If Bowser doesn't sing, I will riot. He needs to sing in that movie.
Jack Black did. I saw an article earlier.
I saw something about that. I wasn't sure if it was true or not.
He teases that about there may be a musical portion.
Yeah, they're better. I need to hear Jack Bowser Black singing in that damn movie.
Yes,
like,
and normally, like, Jack Black's voice, you can tell it's him. Like,
yeah, no,
you
dropped
can't
it
even
low
tell.
And gruff,
you cannot.
and I did not know. Not
There's
what I was expecting at all.
No, but I'm sure there's going to be some part where Bowser does something or says something, and you're going to be like, yep, there's Jack Black. I heard it.
And you're just going to hear Jack, and like, oh, there he is.
Exactly, like, there he is, gotcha.
Oh, God. And then, of course, Chris, you can hear the Chris.
There wasn't much Luigi, but there was one scene with Luigi running, and I knew it was Charlie Day.
Why do I feel like... So, obviously, Luigi and Mario are separate. Yeah, I know. And
I don't know.
Charlie Day.
Why would you ever feel that?
Don't you love the actor, too? Like, isn't that, like, just a twofold for you? Yeah.
Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Yeah. I love Charlie Day in that, and I love Luigi, so it's a win-win.
Obviously, Mario and Luigi are separated in this.
Yes.
Why am I already getting the feeling and the vibes that the castle-esque door that Luigi was slamming behind him was a ghost house?
I have a feeling.
If that is not a ghost house, if there is not some element of Luigi and Boo and the ghost house and just...
it's just really funny because, like, the entire... I don't know so much in Luigi's Mansion, but I know in the first or the second Luigi's Mansion games, he's looking for Mario, like actively looking for him. So like
that
all
was the
throughout the
original
game,
one
you hear
too.
Mario.
I used to love that. I just loved walking around calling out his name. I did way too much of it. It's like the cat in your what's that game? The cat game that you were talking Stray. Yeah, where you just walk around meowing. I'd be walking around Mario.
Oh, Brandon and I, when we were like all gung ho on the original Luigi's Mansion games before we got into the third one, we still do that randomly. We'll be like,
right? Such a great one, Steph.
Amazing.
But yeah, so definitely getting the Luigi's Mansion vibes from that, because it does feel like they're kind of grabbing.
Right. I didn't kind of catch that, but I'm gonna go back and watch it again.
Rewatch it because it almost looks like he's running into a castle. It has that castle thing. But something in my mind almost made me ponder it because they showed just enough, but not enough at the same time. So I'm like, is that really a castle or is he maybe entering like a ghost house or something. Is that
He better be.
Because, I mean, even the Toad that they use in this has more that Captain Toad feel to him. He's taking him on the adventure. He's let's go, right? I mean, he's missing the little headlight, but I believe he had like the backpack in it, didn't he, or something?
I think he did.
Yeah,
if
like
I'm remembering correctly,
it felt
I think
more
he did.
like Captain Toad at Captain Toad-esque or aspect of it. So if we can find a way to incorporate Captain Toad into it, we got our Mario. Bowser, he has his whole friggin' spaceship, or not spaceship, but skyship, his freaking
airship.
thing. Yeah, airship. Yes, that's the word I'm looking
Wow,
for.
He loves Nintendo, guys.
I do. Legend of Zelda. But if we could find a way, or if they did find a way to incorporate some sort of Luigi's Mansion vibe into it, that would be so hella badass.
Just saying, some people really love Luigi. They would appreciate that.
And then can we just take a moment to talk about how the beginning of the trailer revolved around what instantly took me back to Nintendo 64, because that's the first time in my mind when I truly remember the stupid little penguins and having to save the penguins and return them to Mama Penguin, and seeing Bowser go down to take out these penguins.
I just love how you're seeing it from like the penguins aspect at first.
Is built up as so bad.
Oh my god!
Like they are all up in it, and then Bowser just.
It's like they're like this big compared to Bowser's like this big, and just
snowballs, and then he just lets the fire loose. Oh,
it's great. Go watch the trailer.
This movie has so much potential to be one of the best things or the worst things. I'm leaning closer to best.
For it.
Yes,
I have high hopes.
I'm still worried about Chris Pratt's Mario voice. Now, I know it's not going to be
it's not going to be stereotypical.
It's not. Like, they're doing away with the whole, racial stereotypical aspect that they used to have with Mario, and everything was all, it's me, Mario, and like, they're doing away with all that.
But you did hear a little bit of it when he ran.
He had some sort of inflection in his voice when they started going off. So I'm hoping they find a way to incorporate like the vibe and the feeling of it while allowing him to just have his voice. But damn it, Chris, just let it be a good voice. That's all. Jack had a good voice. You have to have a good voice too. And then we didn't see nothing with Donkey Kong yet.
No, we didn't get to witness Seth Rogen's Donkey Kong voice.
Still waiting on that one. But, as we're waiting for this, the months and months will pass, and we'll get more and more trailers, and we'll be back here friggin' breaking those down and talking about those ones.
Yep, we will.
Oh, but I think that's all I really needed to say about the Mario trailer for now, so.
Well, okay then. Well, I have... Since we're talking about a lot of like revamps and things coming back, and we talked about like the McDonald's buckets and McDonald's adult Happy Meals and stuff from like our childhood, let me just talk about Scooby-Doo for a moment.
Scooby-Dooby-Doo, where are you?
Yes. One of my personal favorite characters, because she was a big nerd and the smartest one of them all, was Velma.
Oh, I was way off.
No. Yeah. Velma is getting her own series. Are you aware of this on HBO Max? I
saw something about that, but I have not actually looked into it. Like, everything I see now is Velma, 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 so...
Yes, well, because it's been a big week for Velma, technically. Because first, they finally outed her. It's official. Yes. She is lesbian.
Okay.
I mean, a lot of us have assumed or guessed or pondered.
Right.
But yeah, I don't know who they exactly is, but they announced it. They outed her. And she's also getting a very new animated show, and it's going to be a parody. It's going to mock every complaint against the show that we had. There's a hilarious teaser trailer out there where I don't know. It's going to be an adult animated comedy. So that should tell you one thing. It's not going to be directed towards kids. It's going to be like more like American Dad, Family Guy style animated comedy. But it's all about the origin story of Velma Dinkley, the unsung, underappreciated brains of the Scooby-Doo Mystery Inc. gang. And so the cast as Velma herself is none other than the wonderful Mindy Kaling, as a lot of people know her from The Office.
Kelly!
Yes, Kelly from The Office. I know she's been in many other things.
Doesn't matter. She's Kelly.
She will always be known as Kelly from The Office. She's also the show's executive producer.
Which I
should
believe she was on The Office as well.
Yeah, I think she was.
Her and BJ Novak.
Yes, her real life BFF. The cast also includes Constance Wu as Daphne. I apologize, I don't know who that is. Sam Richardson as Shaggy. Again, I apologize, I don't know who that is. And this one I do know, Glenn Howerton as Fred. Glenn, let me just revert back to Charlie Day. Glenn was in Always Sunny in Philadelphia. He was Dennis. He will be Fred. Some of the other guest stars, they don't really say what characters they're going to play, but some of the other people that are going to be using their voice in the show are going to be the wonderful Jane Lynch. I love her. Wanda Sykes. Amazing. And
freaking love Wanda Sykes.
None other than our very favorite Weird Al Yankovic.
Who the?
His voice is gonna be in the show. So yeah, Velma will premiere on HBO Max in 2023, and from what I'm hearing, that it's in Velma in this series that Velma is going to get a girlfriend. So I guess they had to out her before the show did.
Right.
So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I'll be watching it. I love cartoons, and adult cartoons are even funnier because, I mean, come on.
Because they get you.
Yeah. I mean, kids' cartoons have a lot of like hidden adult humor in there too, because they realize parents are forced to watch them 100 times. But
the adult ones, they don't have to hide it.
They don't have to hide it, you know? Yeah, exactly. So I'll be looking forward to that one. So plus, it's Scooby-Doo.
Right. So did you ever see the old TV show Fresh Off the Boat?
I've seen a couple episodes.
So that one ran from 2015 to 2020. Constance Wu played the mother of the family. So for anyone unaware, it was about an Asian American family that, you know, moved here, immigrated to the U.S., and then were trying to raise their children here and send them off to school, and ended up purchasing a restaurant and, you know, trying to adapt. It's good, funny sitcom.
You know what's really funny is the one episode that I saw of that. I've seen a couple of them, but one of them in particular. So that podcast that I listened to, other than this one, My Favorite Murder, one of the co-hosts was actually had a guest, like she was a extra in that episode. That's
awesome.
In an episode of that show. So I watched it just so I can be like, there's Georgia. So
that's hilarious.
But okay, so that's what she's from?
Yep.
Okay. Any idea about Sam Richardson?
And I was just about to say, as also Mom stated, she was also in Crazy Rich Asians.
Oh, okay. That I never saw.
Yeah, I never actually saw that movie. I know of the movie, but never actually watched that one. But that was another one that came out back in 2018. But it's funny that you talked about your story, and that story has Constance Wu in it, because the individual that played her husband on the show was the actor Randall Park.
Okay. What about him?
Well, it's just saying it's funny. That was the guy that played her husband.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's all.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Nice. It was a good movie.
However, did you know?
Oh, I knew there was gonna be some more.
There's always more. No, but
But
it
wait,
actually.
there's more.
But it is funny because coincidentally, the very next thing I was going to talk about is Randall Park's new TV series.
Blockbuster.
Yep. And
The reason why I
trailer
want
is
to get Netflix
officially
again.
out. So if y'all have not watched it yet, the trailer for Blockbuster is out, and it is
Again, I should have worn my
hilarious.
Blockbuster sweatshirt.
Right? Why do you always
Dang
wear
it.
it? Or always not wear it when I'm actually talking about Blockbuster. Like I haven't had
Right?
much to talk about, you know. We do
All right,
have
the night it comes out and you talk about it, I'll make
November
sure to wear.
3rd. November
Okay.
3rd is the release date when it's dropping on Netflix.
Netflix.
So the trailer
Colleen's-
is out.
He's got to get Netflix back.
Right. So the trailer is out. You can actually see it now. You can kind of get a feel for the store. You get the vibe where, you know, everything else, every other Blockbuster has shut down. They're officially the last one. You know, the guy's running the store. He's worked there since he was 17 years old. Like, this has just been his whole life, and he loves it, and he's happy with it, but he's dealing with, you know, the new adaptations of the world revolving or evolving around him. He's got younger employees, but then he's got some of the older ones that have been there for quite some time with him. You got like the actual landlord of the actual building space that, you know, they're having to deal with. And it's just the mix of everything. And thus far, from what I've seen from the first trailer, and mind you, when you get a trailer like this for a season of a show that's dropping, you're getting all these aspects of all these different episodes rolled into one.
Yes.
However, from what I have seen or did see from it looked interesting. Like it definitely caught my attention. It didn't seem too overly into itself for what it is. Like I said, it's being shot as like that single camera style office-esque.
Office style.
Yeah. And it's good. It looks like it has its comical moments. I mean, he's trying to survive. He's trying to make it in a Blockbuster. It's a dying breed because, you know, it's officially on that endangered list.
Yes.
The trailer does give enough compelling aspects to make you at least interested and at least think about, you know, re-signing back up for Netflix for at least another month.
Or we could, we'll discuss this after.
Oh, look at me. I don't even have Netflix. I steal someone else's. I mean,
Yeah.
I utilize someone else's. Wait, no. Wait, Netflix is the one that doesn't allow that. I got my own Netflix. No, we're good.
Yep, you got your
we
own.
don't share. It's
We definitely
every other
didn't watch
streaming
it
service out there that I
for the
share.
Watch the Monsters.
Right? Not Netflix. I don't share Netflix. Every other streaming service, that's what I share. Because none of them give a damn if you share. Because they know they're getting their money. It's just Netflix that we don't share.
Yes.
Yeah, way to go,
Nope.
Netflix. And you wonder why you're dying out.
Way to be a buzzkill.
Start calling them
bring out
Netflix.
really cool stuff.
We'll start calling them Netflix Buster. 'Cause they're
Netflix
dying
Buster.
out kind of like Blockbuster did. They will be the first streaming service to drop off. With their little one single hits here and there. Yeah, they put out a great thing like Cobra Kai. Freaking amazing. You know,
There's a lot
Moment
more.
of silence while Rev tries to think of one other good thing other than Stranger Things.
I was just gonna say Stranger Things.
Oh, Cobra Kai. You know, they put that out, and that's amazing. Oh, and the
You
bee
already said
thing.
it.
The bee thing with Mr. B.
Oh, yeah,
so see,
with
they,
Mr. B.
yeah. That's
Man
how
versus
they,
bee.
yeah, man versus bee, me versus
Boom.
bee. That's totally
Boom.
winning things, and this is totally what's going to keep Netflix from being the first of the streaming services to go belly up, you know, while the rest just freaking take over. But yeah, so go check out the trailer for Blockbuster, y'all. It's freaking awesome.
I will as soon as we're done recording.
You didn't watch it when I said to you earlier?
No, I didn't.
Damn it, B. Oh my god.
I was busy.
Busy not watching Blockbuster. You got any other stories?
I have one more about
right.
yet another new movie coming out.
Oh my God, is this the TV movie episode? TV movie
Apparently it
McDonald's?
is. Like, that's all we've talked about, I believe.
No, we talked about McDonald's.
Yes, okay, no. But anyways, and this one, well,
It
hang
also
on, I
says,
can
and they
actually,
cost the most too.
yeah, I can also relate this to dun 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 gaming.
Oh,
You know
hey.
that thing we do occasionally.
We do that?
Yeah. So there is a new movie starting production in 2023, and as the only one on this podcast who has played this game, I figured it was up to me to bring
I
it to everybody's
swear
attention.
to God, if you say the two of
It
us,
Takes
but
Two?
yeah,
No.
okay.
No, not that
I
one,
was
not
about to
that
quit the
one.
podcast myself. I'm like, I am so over
Yet.
hearing about them.
Yet. I'm sure that's gonna happen.
TM.
Eventually. TM. Yeah, so I'm marking it here now.
Yep.
No. So the upcoming movie that is coming out is, let's just say, we can go to Freddy Fazbear's and get some pizza soon. Or at least watch it on the big screen. Five Nights at Freddy's movie, y'all.
I never got around to playing that.
I have. I've played it many times.
God.
Multiple different ones. And in fact, my son and I actually, we were playing different Five Nights at Freddy's mods on Gary's mod. We found like a bunch of mod stuff to add to it. So we were running around Gary's mod, acting like it was the pizzeria, and
That's
Balloon Boy was
awesome.
chasing us. And yeah, so
My son has talked about it, but
we really like Five Nights at Freddy's. My son has the 4 like main characters, little plushies upstairs for them. But yes, so there is a Five Nights at Freddy's animatronic movie starting production in 2023.
okay.
And
I'm gonna have to look into that.
oh, you're really gonna want to, because the company that is bringing these beloved yet creepy animatronic horrors to the big screen is none other than Jim Henson's Creature Shop. That's right. Jim Henson is going to be the one making Freddy and Chica and Bonnie and Foxy.
Oh my God.
So, I'm very excited about this.
Dude, he does some crazy stuff.
Uh-huh.
Is he still alive? Jim Henson died off a while ago, didn't he?
He did, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
But it's just
I
like
feel really...
it's one of those things,
his-
like I haven't heard the name in forever, but his legacy still continues on, right? And everything that he's built with all his creatures and his animatronics.
He passed away in 1990, so yeah, he's been...
Dude, he died that long ago? Who am I thinking of?
I don't know who you're thinking of.
His legacy still lives on after all these years.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
It's amazing. So yeah, so Jim House Creature Shop is working on the animatronics.
Jim House Creature Shop.
Jim Henson.
Jim House.
It's been a long day. It's been a long week. Can I just say that I had to log back into work like an hour and a half before we started this podcast. I already had this computer shut down.
It hasn't been your day, your week, your month, or even your year, huh?
Nope, it has not. And Emma Tammy is the director for the movie. Tammy is perhaps best known for directing her 2008 feature film debut, The Wind, a supernatural horror set within the 1800s Wild West. So, yeah.
I don't know that one.
I don't know that one either, but I just thought I'd make mention of it. There's not much more information about it, but it's set to start production in next year. So, if you haven't played that game and you love jump scares, I highly recommend it, because I scream loud when I play that game.
Nice.
Hi, Star Wolf.
Hi, Star Wolf.
You popped in right as we're ending.
My son talks about that one. He's a fan of it, so I'm definitely gonna have to see what they're doing with these movies. I don't know what they're planning on rating or how dark or
It can be scary.
they're waiting on going, but
Yeah.
Movies, I mean, it can really go one of two ways.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely check it out beforehand.
Yeah. So I do have one other little thing that I need to talk about. And again, I want to jump us back to 1993.
Okay. We were 11.
No, it wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
No, I was like 5 or something.
Not quite.
1, 18, 12, 72.
What's your story, Rev?
Bingo. I have a story.
BINGO. You said you had one little thing.
Yo, yeah. So I have a thing.
I would assume you were talking about a story.
Yes. So this actually, 1993, the month was August. The game was Magic the Gathering.
Yes.
Can you believe it has been that long that Magic the Gathering has been out?
No, I can't.
1993. We are on the 30-year anniversary of Magic the Gathering.
That's crazy. I did not realize it. I mean, It makes sense though because my friends played it in high school, and it's been 22 years since high school. So
I don't remember things that haven't happened yet, so I don't know how long it's been. I
never got into Magic. I was a Dungeons and Dragons nerd.
See, and I was a CCG and a TCG nerd, so
I was D&D need.
I
was gonna say nerd and geek, and it came out need.
I'm a need.
I need sleep.
I'm gonna need some D&D.
I do need some D&D. I need to get back into that game.
But yeah, for me it was always the trading card games and the collectible card games. And I know I've said that on this show before too.
Yes.
Actually, I'm pretty sure just recently I made a comment about how bad I got into the whole WWF one that they came out with. So we're not going back down that road. But speaking of way more money than you ever need to spend on anything.
Uh-huh.
To celebrate the 30th anniversary, Wizards of the Coast is actually releasing a 30th anniversary edition of Magic the Gathering starting on November 28th, 2022. Okay? The set is modeled after limited edition beta cards. All right? And it's supposed to come with a handful of cards. Is that right? That can't be right. Hang on. Rev's got a math. Yeah, that ain't.
A spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down?
Yeah, you didn't know that?
No.
So basically, it's supposed to come with, it's currently just unknown how valuable the cards are.
Rev will be back momentarily. It is now the B show.
Nope. So it's going to come with a handful of cards. I've seen a couple of different things on them in general. I know it's going to have like 4 booster packs in there, each one with like 15 cards in it, and they're special cards, and they're going to be celebrating the style of the game, some of it based off the original style, some special edition stuff.
The B spot.
Ready?
I was just reading chat. I just don't randomly say the B spot.
Well, no, you do, but this time you are also reading chat. Yeah, no, completely understandable. So you ready for the price tag on this thing?
Yes, I would like to know the price tag.
I had to really draw this one out for a moment because I need you to know that you are spending $999.
No, I'm not.
On a special edition 30th anniversary, plus one additional retro framed card and a token. You know, it's going to have that.
I would rather spend $338,000 on the Pokemon collection that's being offered.
I don't get that. Still seems so low to me.
It does.
So from what I was reading here, according to the publisher, each display of 30th Anniversary Edition will contain 4 packs of pure nostalgia reimagined in a modern context. Each pack contains 15 cards, 13 cards in the modern frame, 1 rare, 3 uncommon, 7 commons, 2 basic lands, and then, as I mentioned, a basic land in the retro frame, an additional framed card, and a token.
For only $1,000.
Yeah, that's $999. And the kicker.
Oh,
Yeah,
the price wasn't the kicker?
No, the kicker is that they're not actually sanctioned cards, or they're not legal in tournament play. So it's truly just for display purposes. So you can't even get these amazing special super creative edition cards and use them in tournament play. They're only for display.
Oh, okay. Fantastic. Well, you did already say that we are the generation of collectors. So
exactly.
I can see a lot of... Plus, we're all adults now with adult money, so we like to spend our adult money on stuff from our childhood, apparently. So, yeah. I get it.
Yeah, so spend all your adult money and... Yeah.
I will. Do you have anything else?
No, that's all I got for this week. I just needed to tell people where to go drop $1,000.
I have one more thing to bring up.
What?
And Rev is so excited about this, and it's really funny that you just talked about
everyone.
The fact. No, we are not leaving yet because everyone. Today is October 7th.
So everyone, I want you all to stay awesome.
October 10th,
and I will see y'all next
40.
week. Nope, we don't talk
October
about
10th is Rev's 40th birthday.
So
Spread the word.
Is the end of the show. Y'all
Spread
are
the
all
word.
awesome.
October
I don't want to
10th
hear
is
a
Rev's
word
40th
about it.
birthday.
We ignore that day. We don't celebrate it. It's not a real day.
Don't.
Y'all stay awesome. We'll catch you next week.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.